Hello and welcome. We are on page 29 of your Algebra 1 Quarter 1 notebook. In this video, we're going to be learning about solving literal equations. The goal of solving literal equations is to rearrange a formula so that a new variable is isolated. As we solve these literal equations, we're going to remember our backwards GEMDAS, our backwards order of operations. We will think about poor sad Meg. So here we have a equals 1/2 times base times height. This is the formula for the area of a triangle. And we want to solve for h. First thing I actually like to do is I like to just switch the equation so that the variable for which I am solving is over here on the left. It just makes me happy to have it on the left from the get-go. So I am solving for h. When I think about good old sad Meg, I don't have any subtraction and addition to work with, but I do have multiplication. And specifically, I have the multiplication of a fraction. I'm going to get rid of my fractions first. To get rid of a fraction, I'm going to use that inverse property, multiply both sides by the reciprocal. 1/2 times 2 over 1 is 1, and I end up with base times height equals a times 2, or 2a. Now, I still have multiplication. Again, I'm solving for this h, so I want to get the h alone. I'm going to divide both sides by the base. And my final answer is height equals 2 times the area divided by the base. So maybe you're given a problem and you're given the area of a triangle in its base. Well, you can rearrange a formula so that you can solve for the missing number. Okay, number 2 is c equals 2 times pi times r. That is circumference of a circle equals 2 times pi times its radius. We are going to solve for the radius. Again, I like that variable I'm solving for to be over on the left. So I'll just rewrite it really quickly. And I'll think about sad Meg. I got no subtraction or addition, but I got a lot of multiplication. No fraction, so I'm going to just dive right in with my opposite operation, division. I'm actually going to divide, because I want to get r alone, by 2 and by pi at the same time. Remember, any number divided by itself is 1, and that includes pi. 2 divided by 2 is 1. Pi divided by itself is 1. My radius is happily alone. The radius equals the circumference divided by 2 times pi. This next formula is a lot of fun. It's the formula for the area of a trapezoid. Area equals 1/2 times height times the sum of base 1 plus base 2. You know what? I'm going to rewrite the formula just so I get I'm solving for h again. I want to get my height over here on the left. And I'm solving for height. Now, if I write sad Meg again, at first I think to myself, oh, subtraction and addition to get rid of. I should get that out of the way. But no, my subtraction and addition is in that grouping symbol, those parentheses. So that goes all the way at the end. I need to get rid of my fraction. So I'm going to multiply both sides by the reciprocal. That equals 1. And I have h times base 1 plus base 2 equals a times 2, or 2a. Now I have h times this entire piece, base 1 plus base 2. I can actually just divide by the entire piece to get rid of the base 1 plus base 2. That goes away now. And I do get h, or the height, equals 2 times the area over base 1 plus base 2. Oops, excuse me. That was a much bigger parenthesis than I needed. So if I were to be given the area of a trapezoid, the measurement of the base, the first base 1 and the measurement of base 2, I could find its height by solving a literal equation to rearrange the formula. And I can even do that if I want to find one of the bases. In this case, it's base 1, but it would be the same process for either base. So, as I've been doing with every problem, I'm solving for base 1. So I am going to rewrite the equation so that I have base 1 over here on the left. I'm going to follow the same SAD-MEG process. And I can't do anything with the grouping because I've got that grouping, that addition. I can't do anything with the addition, sorry, because it is in grouping and that comes last. I am always going to get rid of this fraction first. So I have height times base 1 plus base 2 equals 2 times a, or 2a. I now have this height over here with multiplication. Again, I can't get rid of the parentheses until I get rid of everything else. I'm going to divide both sides by the height. So I have base 1 plus base 2. Because I've removed everything else, nothing else but base 1 and base 2, I can take away the parentheses. Equals 2 times the area over the height. Now I've got subtraction and addition. I want to get b1 by itself. What is the opposite operation to addition? Subtraction. I'm going to subtract b2 from both sides. And I end up with base 1 equaling 2 times area over height divided by height minus base 2. We'll find base 1. Alrighty, moving on, we have perimeter equals 2 times width plus 2 times length. That's the perimeter of a rectangle. And I'm solving for L. I'm going to rewrite again. I'm going to rewrite so I have 2W plus 2L equals perimeter. Remember, I'm solving for this L here. I'm going to write SAD-MEG. And in this case, I don't have a situation where there are any grouping symbols. I've got subtraction and addition. I need to get rid of the 2W, which is attached to 2L with addition. And 2W is a positive. In order to make it 0, I'm going to subtract 2W from both sides. 2W minus 2W is 0. And I have 2L equals P minus 2W. Now, I have 2 times L. My opposite operation is division, so I will divide both sides by 2. And the length of a rectangle can be found by taking its perimeter, subtracting 2 times the width, and dividing that by 2. This next example is taking something in Celsius and converting it to Fahrenheit. But what if you have something in Fahrenheit and you want to convert it to Celsius? I'm going to rewrite, as always. Put 9/5 C plus 32 equals F. Now, SAD-MEG. I'm trying to solve for C, but I've got a plus 42. I'm going to get rid of my subtraction and addition. I'm going to subtract 32 from both sides. I have 9/5 C equals Fahrenheit minus 32. Right now I've got a fraction coefficient. Only way to get rid of that fraction coefficient is to multiply by its reciprocal. That is 1. So Celsius is now by itself. But when I multiply on the other side, remember, I multiply both terms by the reciprocal. And because multiplication, this is F minus 32 in parentheses times 5/9. Multiplication is commutative. I can move it around so it's 5/9 times F minus 32. I'm not going to distribute the 5/9 in because 9 is not a factor of 32, and that's going to make a more complicated fraction than I think we need. So you can certainly have F minus 32 times 5/9, but normally that 5/9 is going to be first. So that's it for page 29. You have a second video to watch where we will be isolating y, writing y, so it's a function of x. See you soon.